Las Vegas, the city where neon dreams meet harsh realities, where every promise of paradise comes with a price tag that might just make your wallet cry. You know, after spending 18 months embedded in this desert oasis, documenting every buffet, dissecting every all-you-can-eat experience, and navigating this city's intricate maze of tourist traps and hidden gems, I've discovered something fascinating. The Vegas that millions visit each year is nothing like the Vegas you actually live in. Today we're pulling back that glittering curtain to reveal 10 brutal truths about this city that no travel guide will tell you. Realities that could make or break your extended stay, your relocation dreams, or even just your next vacation. We've done the hard living, taken the hits, navigated the chaos, so you don't have to learn these lessons the expensive way. But here's what makes this interesting. For every harsh reality, there's often a silver lining that locals have learned to exploit. So buckle up, because we're about to take you on a journey through the real Las Vegas, from worst to absolutely unforgivable, with some surprising plot twists along the way. Hashtag the driving nightmare. Let me paint you a picture of Vegas traffic that would make even Los Angeles drivers weep. Imagine sitting at a single traffic light for 5 full minutes. I'm not exaggerating, we've timed it. Watching as desperate souls blow through red lights like they're optional suggestions rather than legal requirements. The driving culture here exists in two terrifying extremes. On one side, you have drivers moving at glacial speeds in the left lane, treating the highway like a scenic Sunday stroll through Red Rock Canyon. These aren't cautious, elderly folks being careful. These are people scrolling through Instagram while their Tesla autopilot tries desperately to keep them between the lines. We're talking about Nevada-plated locals who still seem lost, making last-second 4-lane exits like they're auditioning for Fast and Furious. Then there's the other extreme, the speed demons, treating the I-15 like their personal autobahn, weaving through traffic at 150 miles per hour. It's a lethal cocktail of oblivious and reckless that transforms every commute into a real-life game of Frogger. The insurance companies have taken notice, trust me. Our Geico rates jumped from $150 to $330 in just 18 months. No accidents, perfect credit, just the privilege of sharing roads with this Mad Max cast of characters. But here's the plot twist that makes it almost bearable. This city was designed by someone who actually understood urban planning. Everything, and I mean everything, is within a 30-minute radius. The airport, 20 minutes from almost anywhere that matters. We live in Summerlin, and reaching any destination is typically a 5-minute cruise. Even Henderson, which locals treat like it's in another time zone, is maybe 20 minutes on a bad day. The highway system flows with surprising logic, assuming you survive the other drivers. It's almost like they knew they were creating a city for people who'd be driving home at 4 a.m. after a long night at the tables. Hashtag the construction conspiracy. You want to know Vegas's real state flower? It's the orange construction cone. And unlike actual flowers, these never go out of season. Here's what kills me about Vegas construction. It's not that they're constantly building, it's that they start projects with the enthusiasm of a New Year's resolution and the follow-through of a Vegas marriage. They'll tear up Vegas Drive, leaving crater-sized holes that would make the moon jealous, patch them haphazardly, and disappear like a magician's final act. The result? Entire streets transformed into inadvertent obstacle courses, speed bumps where there should be smooth pavement, half-finished projects that look like someone rage quit mid-construction. In Wisconsin, they joke about having 4 seasons: almost winter, winter, still winter, and construction. At least there, construction season actually produces finished roads. Here in Vegas, construction is less of a season and more of a permanent state of being. It's like the city hired contractors who only know how to start things, not finish them. The price of paradise. Let's talk money, because in Vegas, everything costs more than your dignity at a 3 a.m. blackjack table. We're living in a city where a bottle of ketchup can run you $7, and I'm not talking about some artisanal, small batch, blessed by Gordon Ramsay ketchup. This is regular Heinz, marked up because they can. The tourists will pay it, so everyone pays it. Gas prices make you nostalgic for the good old days of merely expensive fuel. Groceries require strategic planning like you're preparing for a military campaign. Sure, there's no tax on groceries, Nevada's little consolation prize, but they've preloaded that savings into the base price. You need to shop like a local. Winco for the deals, Costco for the bulk buys, and never ever buy anything at a casino convenience store unless you're prepared to take out a second mortgage. Strip coffee runs $7 for a basic black coffee. No fancy latte art, no oat milk foam sculptures, just coffee that tastes like disappointment with a side of financial regret. The casinos have created an economy where paying $5 for a bottle of water seems reasonable by comparison. It's psychological warfare, and they're winning. But here's the beautiful irony. No state income tax. Zero. Zilch. Nada. For independent contractors, YouTubers, and anyone who's self-employed, this is massive. We're already paying double Social Security and Medicare taxes, so that state tax savings is like finding a $20 bill in your pocket every single day. It's why every California content creator is suddenly very interested in Nevada real estate. The house always wins, but at least they're not taking it directly from your paycheck. Hashtag the healthcare horror show. Someone warned us, the healthcare here is terrible. We laughed it off, thinking how bad could it really be in a major American city? Let me tell you about our emergency room experience. Food poisoning sent me to the ER where they stuck me in a communal room with 5 other people, IVs hanging like a medical chandelier, no privacy, no dignity, just suffering in surround sound. They treated us like cattle at a very expensive, very inefficient farm. The whole experience felt like healthcare designed by someone who actively hates both health and care. My husband's experience was even more enlightening. Leg pain, difficulty walking, goes to his primary care physician. Her exact words, and I quote, "Sorry, there's nothing I can do for you." Not, "Let me refer you to a specialist," or "Let's run some tests," just verbal shoulder shrug in medical form. It took a visiting friend who works in orthopedics to diagnose the issue in 30 seconds flat. Turns out, gentlemen, that wallet in your back pocket is destroying your spine. Once we demanded proper referrals and got to an actual orthopedic specialist, problem solved. But the fact that we had to fight for basic medical care in a city built on customer service is absolutely mind-boggling. The urgent care centers surprisingly are fantastic. It's like all the good doctors said forget the hospitals and set up shop in strip malls. Hashtag the digital dark age. 18 months later and we're still living in the internet stone age. No fiber optic in huge swaths of the city, including prime residential areas. We upload videos constantly, it's our livelihood, and we're working with connection speeds that would embarrass a 2005 suburb. The providers keep promising fiber is coming, claiming COVID derailed the rollout. At this point, I'd settle for 2 cans and a really long string if it meant consistent upload speeds. It's 2024, we're in a major American city, and we're still dealing with internet infrastructure that belongs in a museum. Hashtag the homeless reality. Every warm weather city deals with homelessness, but Vegas has a particularly visible problem. It's not confined to downtown or the tourist corridors. Even Summerlin, our supposedly pristine planned community, has regular encampments. The issue seems to be intensifying rather than improving. It's a complex problem that deserves complex solutions, not just pushing people from one neighborhood to another. The human cost is heartbreaking, and the city seems overwhelmed by the scope. For tourists, it means certain areas require extra awareness, especially at night. Hashtag the weather winner. Everyone warned us about summer. Wait until July, they said. Your power bill will bankrupt you, they prophesied. Here's my confession. We keep our house at 79 degrees in summer and love every second of it. My feet are finally warm for the first time in my adult life. Swimming season runs from April through October. The winters are so mild that Midwesterners walk around in shorts while locals bundle up in parkas. Sure, 115-degree days test your commitment to outdoor activities, but I'll take dry heat over humid cold any day of the week. The weather here is what paradise feels like when paradise doesn't care if you're comfortable. You either adapt and thrive, or you move back to Seattle and complain about the rain. Hashtag the vacation illusion. Here's the truth bomb nobody tells you about moving to your vacation destination. It stops feeling like vacation approximately 3 days after you unpack. When we visited monthly for work, Vegas was this electric escape from reality. Now, it's where I worry about pulling chicken out to defrost. The Strip transforms from this glittering playground into just another commute to the office. You start calculating parking costs instead of cocktail budgets. The magic doesn't disappear, it just becomes optional. Like living next to Disneyland. You know it's there, but you're not riding Space Mountain every Tuesday. Many locals never visit the Strip at all, treating it like Times Square for New Yorkers. We still go regularly for work, but now it's filming content between grocery runs and vet appointments. Hashtag the airport catastrophe. For one of America's busiest airports, Reid International is shockingly underprepared. Weekend parking fills completely. Not hard to find a spot full, but sorry, try Terminal 3 and take a shuttle full. This adds 30+ minutes to your journey and transforms catching a flight into an Olympic event. The Uber situation is equally chaotic, with pickup zones resembling Black Friday at Best Buy. The airport itself feels tired, worn, unworthy of a city that prides itself on first impressions. We've built monuments to access on every corner, but our gateway to the world looks like a bus station with slot machines. The food courts serve cuisine that would embarrass a hospital cafeteria. How does a city famous for world-class dining serve such aggressively mediocre airport food? The final verdict. After 18 months, 10 major complaints, and countless minor annoyances, here's the truth. Las Vegas is absolutely worth every frustration, every overpriced coffee, every near-death highway experience. This city offers something no other American metropolis can match: complete freedom to reinvent yourself daily. No state income tax means more money for the overpriced ketchup. The weather means pool parties in October and outdoor dining in January. The proximity to world-class entertainment, dining, and experiences is unmatched. The growth here is explosive. People are flocking to Vegas in record numbers, and there's a reason. This city doesn't just accept your weirdness, it celebrates it. For content creators, entrepreneurs, and anyone who thrives on energy and opportunity, Vegas is paradise with asterisks. You learn to navigate the downsides like a local, shop at Wynn, avoid the I-15 at rush hour, keep your wallet in your front pocket. The city that never sleeps doesn't promise you sweet dreams. It promises you'll be awake for something worth watching. And after all this time, all these challenges, all these reality checks, we're not just staying, we're thriving. Because Vegas doesn't ask you to love it despite its flaws. It dares you to love it because of them. Will it be our forever home? At this rate, absolutely. The house always wins. But sometimes, if you play your cards right, you get to live in the house. Until we eat again, this is Red Lip saying, Vegas isn't for everyone, but for those who get it, nowhere else will ever feel like home. Like this video if you're ready to face the real Vegas, subscribe for more unfiltered truth about this neon jungle, and hit that notification bell because our next episode exposes the 5 Vegas buffets that locals actually eat at, and 3 that will ruin your vacation. See you at the tables, Vegas.